Welcome to chapter 73 of the best podcast on iTunes that starts with the word memoirs and ends with the words of a white guy. Actually, you know what? I reckon it's probably the best podcast on iTunes that starts with the word memoir. I'm going to look it up now. I bet you there's no other podcast that start with the word memoirs. There's Mum Says My Memoir. The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. Actually, that's probably better. Yeah, guys, don't listen to this. Turn it off. Go listen to the Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. Man, that sounds awesome. There's literally never any mysteries on this podcast. I mean, except for where Peter Pigeon is right now. But that's the difference between the Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes and this podcast. Him and Watson probably actually solve it. I'm just like, I don't know. And then I talk about something else. I didn't realize how many podcasts actually started with memoirs. I thought I was like full original. I was like, man, I'm so creative. I'm ahead of the curb. And now I'm looking at all this shit. And there's heaps of stuff. There's actually not that many. There's memoir audio biographies. That's the same shit. That's what I do. But there's, you know what? All these other podcasts are like serious memoirs. And this one's just me going like, oh, this sucked. So, what's been happening this week? Oh, dude, I got so much shit to tell you about in so little time. Okay, I shouldn't have wasted the first 2 minutes talking about other podcasts, okay? I got more important shit to discuss, guys. So, firstly, how rude of me. Hope you've had a good week. Hope you've done something good. I hope you asked the girl or boy out you liked. I hope you ran instead of walked. You know what I mean? I just hope you got out there and lived your life this week, guys. All right? That's all you need to do. Get out there living, okay? I was out there living this week, okay? I didn't ask out the girl I liked. I did that 4 years ago. So I had a whole lot of free time to do other shit. And while I was doing other shit, I went to get my eye checked up again. If you guys might cast yourselves back 3 or 4 weeks ago when I was dying of gout and blindness, you might remember that I had like an eye problem and I went to the optometrist and I couldn't see shit. Like I was looking at the big, like the easy lettering, the one they give you like kind of as a joke, like as a starter. I couldn't even read that with my right eye in the optometrist, right? So I went to like a specialist clinic this time. So not a normal optometrist, some dude in like a better shirt. Like that's the only difference between like a regular optometrist and then like a specialist. Is the regular optometrist is wearing like a shirt from Kmart, like a blue shirt from Kmart, and then a specialist is wearing a shirt from like Tommy Hilfiger or like, you know what I mean? That's the only difference, really. I mean, except, you know what? Because every doctor's is the same. Every single doctor's is the same. I never even realized this. I had to wait there for ages, and it just got me thinking like, why does every doctor's waiting room look identical to each other? Like they all have that same kids corner with the same toys. You know that spiral toy where you can push the beads around in a spiral, and then they all have like an abacus for some reason. Like what the kids are gonna learn their times tables at the doctors, and then they all have like those old books, like just those old Disney ones, and then they'll have like the same magazines from 2009, like news that was happening, like Kanye West interrupts Taylor Swift at the VMAs, and you're like, what the hell? Why? I didn't even know this magazine still existed. But you read it anyway because there's nothing else to do, because it's either that or watching Ready Steady Cook or Dr. Phil. Why does whenever you walk in the doctors, it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, you can go there first thing in the morning, at lunchtime, or at night, and there's always Dr. Phil or Ready Steady Cook playing. Like, at the very best, if on a good day you might get Alan on mute. Like, that's an ideal situation where you can at least pretend what her and George Clooney might be speaking about on the TV, and you can kind of do the interview in your head. But that's the best case TV choice at a doctor's office. And there's always that same bitch receptionist who's been working there for 40 years, and the only time she makes eye contact with you is when she looks over the rim of her glasses at you, like up at you, condescendingly, like, hey, no, you've got to fill out your Medicare number below the form. And you're like, oh, right, it says to fill out. No, that's a mistake on the sheet. So change the sheet. That happened to me. I filled out my Medicare number or whatever under the spot where it said Medicare number, and you write the Medicare number. She's like, oh, no, we do it on the back now. How am I supposed to... And she got mad at me. That not like, oh, sorry, we should have changed our form. We actually do it on the back now. She's like, why'd you write it there? You're supposed to write it on the back. Oh, that's not clear at all. Because there's boxes where you're supposed... Like, it's like name, and you write your name in the little boxes. Date of birth, write your name, and then Medicare number, write it in the boxes. Oh, no, we don't do the Medicare number. How am I supposed to know that shit? I don't come here regularly. Alright? Also, this is an eye specialist. Okay? I can't see shit right now. So really, you should be doing this for me. But anyway, that's a whole... It was the worst. What I'm trying to say is, I had a shit time. Okay? I had a shit time in the waiting room. Right? And then the best shit happened. I got my name finally got called. After like 40 minutes, and I was like, alright, let's go find out if I'm blind or not. And when I got called, I noticed the dude had like a British accent. He was like, oh, luke.kidgell. But that's a shitty British accent. Hang on, I'll do it better. I don't know how to say my name. He's like, alright, mate, luke.kidgell, any... And I was just like, I looked up straight away, and as soon as my eyes met with the doctor, oh, damn. Oh, damn. I had a hot doc, people. You can only dream of it. Yeah, I had a hot doc. Me and this dude just looked at each other, and I had to, like, tuck up my boner in my pants. But it was awesome. I was like, here's the thing. The dude wasn't actually that good looking, but, like, here's what got me. So I was like, oh, yeah, this dude's like a regular looking dude. He's like a 7, right? And then, you know, fair enough, good on him. But then he had a British accent, which makes him like an 8. And then he was like a doctor. So I'm like, this dude's a 9 right now, and no one else cares. And I'm the only one getting around this dude's head, which is only a 7. But God, his charisma and profession really made up for it. So I get in the doctor's office. He's like, all right, mate, how you going? My name is Dr. McIntyre. I'm going to... just be looking at, and everything went blurry, and I was just like, I stopped listening to him, and I was just like, wondering like, where we were going to get married, and like, how I was going to propose, and I was just like, I couldn't concentrate on what this dude was saying. I was like, man, you're the prettiest human I've ever met, and right now, and I'm supposed to be listening to you about my vision. Like that, I was so bummed that I was there for my vision, where I'm like, dude, I can't even see you properly. Imagine how gorgeous you look with 20/20 vision. I was so jealous to everyone else. Well, everyone else in there is fucking blind as well, so. But anyway, so I quickly went home after, like, the eye appointment or whatever, and I really wanted to tell Emily, my girlfriend, about this hot doc. I was just like, dude, I got such a hot doc. Oh, by the way, if you're new to the podcast, I'm not into dudes. I mean, I'm into British doctors. That's about it. Like, that's the only type of dude you'll ever find me gawking at. Okay, so I was like, God, I gotta go home and tell Emily about this hot doc. She's like, how'd the doctors go? Your eyes okay? I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm going blind. Doesn't matter. I probably have to get surgery, right? So that's actually what I found out. I found out that probably sometime this year I'll have to have eye surgery, right? But all I could talk about was like, oh, you gotta see this doc. And then Emily's like, oh my God, I want to come with you next time. Then Emily was like probably considering stabbing herself in the eye with a fork just so she could book an appointment with this hot doc. And I was like, dude, that's why probably most people were there. Most people in the waiting room probably could see fine, but they were just like hoping to get a glimpse of the hot doc. I mean, that's the only reason why I'm going back. It's like, yeah, whatever, my eyes are fucked and I need surgery. But boy, oh boy. There's a few people probably like, a few homophobic 15-year-olds right now who's probably like judging me. Oh, Luke, what the fuck, bro? I can't talk about a dude like that. Yeah, you can. Okay? If he's a hot doc, it's an exception. Okay? You don't even need to say no homo at the end. You just need to say hot doc. And everyone's like, ah, yeah, hot doctor. Totally get ya. I got you, man. No worries. Like, everyone has seen a hot doc. You know who's a hot doc? Dr. Chris Brown. Vet. He's a vet, but he's a hot doc. Okay? There's heaps of hot docs. It's a thing. I mean, I don't really watch many doctor shows, but I'm sure on there they got hot doc guys, hot doc girls. There's just hot docs. That profession, you're saving lives, alright? I mean, this guy's just kind of helping me see properly again. But he's British, so that's, again, another point. But surely I'm not the only one who's had a hot doc. Who you just like, and it wasn't even like a physical kind of attraction. Like I'm gonna be honest, I'm just not physically attracted to dudes. I know it's 2018, and that's probably wrong to say these days. That I'm not gay. What? You're not. Oh man, sorry, I was just choking on a dick. Sorry, I need a drink of water. I was a bit flustered. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it's probably wrong these days to say that you're not gay or something. I don't know. I don't really go outside. But like, I watch the news and apparently that's wrong. But like, it wasn't like I wasn't like physically attracted to this hot doc. I was just like, saw him and he's like, alright mate, how you going today? Luke, yeah, my name's, and I was like, dude, I just want to treat you right. Okay? I want to take you out. I want to buy you a milkshake. Alright? I just want you to feel safe, okay? And that's all I could think about when I was with him. I was like, man, I hope your wife or husband or whoever, or he might be single. I didn't ask, but I was too mesmerized by his face. But like, I was just like, man, whoever's, your loved one, I just hope they're treating you with the respect you deserve. And then we talked about my eye. Turns out I'm blind as shit in my right eye still. Which is crazy, because I've never realized it before until like 3 weeks ago when I found this shit out, right? And he starts telling me like about my surgery, which scared the shit out of me. He did the thing, right, where, well, okay, I think they have to. I'm assuming they have to do this. But I don't know if you guys have ever been in the situation where a doctor or a medical professional is telling you about a potential surgery you might need or are going to have, which is they have to tell you the likelihood of the success rate or like any problems with the surgery going wrong or any risks involved in getting done the surgery. And like, it sucks. If it's not 100% success rate, it's nerve-wracking as shit. It's happened to me before. I had to have an operation on my leg and on my knee, right, like in year 9. And the guy was like to me, right before I went under, he should have told me this earlier. He's like, oh, by the way, 1 in 400 kids who have this surgery at your age don't walk again. And then he just went and put like the needle in my arm, like the anesthetic, and I just died and went to sleep. Like that's the last thing I heard was like, oh yeah, you might be able to walk again. Good night. And then I woke up and lucky I was the 399. I was one of the 399 ones that went right. So that was scary. But yeah, I get into this guy and this British guy sitting there. He's like, oh, alright mate, so I probably should tell you about the risk associated with the surgery. So, pretty much, this is the worst British accent, but fuck it, it's happening now. Alright, he's like, oh, so the risks associated with it, pretty much it's a pretty standard surgery. It's only been around for 10 years at the moment, but, and I was like, wait, stop. It's like, they've only been doing this surgery for 10 years. He's like, yeah, mate, it's a fairly new breakthrough, but, it works 95% of the time. So I was like, wait, stop. What do you mean it only works 95%? Well, he's like, well, it's got a pretty high success rate, so there's not really much to be worried about. And I was like, no, 95% is that's not enough percent. The percentage needs to be higher. Like, that's a good score on an exam, but it means you still didn't know 5% of the shit, okay? It means there was still a gap in your knowledge, which means there's still, like, a room for error in this surgery. So I was like, oh, what happens if it goes wrong? Like, obviously, like, I was thinking 95% of the time, it fixes your eye, and then the other 5%, you're just back to square one, and it doesn't really have any effect. That's what I was thinking. I was like, is that the case? He's like, no. 5% of the time you can go blind from the surgery. And I was like, whoa, that's not something you slide in. You know what I mean? Like, he just slid it in like it was like, oh yeah, by the way, and 5% of the time you go blind, mate. And I was just like, dude, you're pretty, alright, you're a hot doc, but it doesn't mean you can just feel, just because you're talking all hot docky, oh, I'm a British hot doc, it doesn't mean, you just can slide in that kind of negativity like it's nothing. 5% of the time people go blind having this surgery. And he's like, alright mate, so do you want to book that in? And I was like, no, I don't want to fucking book that in. So I booked in this like follow-up appointment in 3 months with the hot doc. And he's going to see if I can have this surgery. But I was like, dude, I don't know, I hate when they do that. Like, I don't know, is that... Okay, let's do like a thing. Let's do one of those online probability wheels, or what are they called? I'll Google like, what do you? Probability adjustable spinner. Okay, I found one. So here's what we're going to do, okay? There's a wheel I'm looking at right now with 10 different colors on it, and it's got a little thing that spins around randomly, right? So let's say 9 of the colors is me seeing again. Is the surgery going well? And then 1 of the colors is me being blind for the rest of my life. Okay, what color should I choose? It's blue, yellow, cyan, red, purple, lime, green, pink, orange, or crimson. I'm going to choose purple. Alright, purple is me. Let's spin it once. Purple is me. Let's. Oh my god, dude, I don't want to spin this. If it lands purple, it means I'm going blind. Okay? 1, 2, 3, spin. It's spinning. Oh, blue, thank fuck. Okay, look, the surgery's probably going to go well. I'm going to spin it again just in case. Oh, shit, it landed on purple. No. Oh, my God, I'm going to go blind. Dude, that's what I'm saying. I know it's 95%, not 90%, but still, I'm going to go. No way I'm getting this shit done. 95%. Oh my god. It just landed on... I'm not kidding. It landed on purple the second time I spun it. I'm gonna die. Or not die, I'm just gonna be blind. Okay, cool. I don't know if this is fun anymore. I'm gonna move on to another topic. This has scared the shit out of me. Sorry to end that on a negative note, guys. I'm just having a breakdown. Never mind me. So, the Winter Olympics is on. It might be the last one I'll ever be able to see, which is, shit. But, yeah, if you haven't heard, it was weird. I didn't even find out that the Winter Olympics was happening. I kind of forgot all about it. Didn't realize. I was like, oh, when's the last one? Probably a couple of years ago. Turns out it was on. And I only found out that there was a Winter Olympics this year from working at the radio station, because we got sent an email about it. Swear to God, I don't follow anything. Like, if it doesn't land in my inbox, or I don't see it on Facebook, I've never heard of it. So, yeah, the Winter Olympics is on, so I've been watching it on TV heaps. I'm obsessed with watching it on TV. Okay, I don't know why it is. You know what it is? It's because you don't see winter sports any other time. I never sit down and just watch cross-country skiing. But when you do it once every 4 years, you're like, oh shit, I could get around this. It's great. You know what sport I love the most? Curling. Okay? Curling's like, it's like the Winter Olympic lawn bowls, right? It's like an ice rink, and then they roll like this thing down, and then someone skates next to the kind of, it's not a ball, it's more like a big puck. I don't know what it's called. And they sweep in front of it like really fast. Like they're just jacking off, like they're just jacking off the broom. They just walk it. I don't know how to describe it. They just sweep really fast. And then they got to get the ball like on this target, right? Everyone kind of knows what curling is. But just in case, I don't know, you're like me and you're stupid. So, here's the thing. I was watching this sport for like 40 minutes. I was just captivated. I couldn't get enough of them sending just balls down on a target. It sounds so shit, because it is. But I just couldn't get enough of it, because the whole time I was trying to work out if them sweeping really fast in front of the ball, or let's just call it a puck. You know what? What's it called? Curling. Oh, it's called a wand. No, it's not called a wand. You know what? Who cares? I don't think there's anyone who plays curling who listens to this podcast. But if you do, definitely shoot me an email. Educate me on your sport. And please, answer me this. Answer me. I couldn't work it out. Is them sweeping in front of the ball making it go faster? Or is it slowing the ball down? So, you know when they... Google it right now. Google people playing curling and they're sweeping really fast in front of the ball. Are they speeding it up? Here's the thing. It's like, okay, no. For a bit, I was like, nah, it's making friction, like, on the ice. So then it's slowing... It's slowing it down. But then I was like, what about if them sweeping it is smoothing the ice in front of the ball, and therefore it quickens it? But they pretty much use this like a broom to guide the ball into the target. It's crazy to watch, but I still can't work it out if what the purpose is of them sweeping it. Because you don't get to, like, there's no old people out in a bowls club like sweeping the grass like as the bowls are coming in. So I don't know, I just don't understand that part of the sport. Could someone fill me in? That'd be great. That took like 40 minutes away from my life this week, just trying to work out what the fuck is happening. And now I realized I could have just Googled it, but that's nowhere near as fun. I hate that, actually. I was in the car with my mate and we were talking about some dumb shit, and then it was like, I don't know, I forget what it was. It was like, oh, what's the name of that song that, whatever. You know when you do that with your friends? And then back in the day, people just would have been like, I don't know, and then just moved on. But we were just like, oh, what's the thing? And then within 2 seconds later, he's just like, oh, it's that. And I was like, oh, okay. And then it ruins any fun discussion that you may have had arguing about, no, it's definitely this. No, the song's definitely called that. And then he's like, no, it's called this. And you're like, oh, cool. And then you just left in fucking silence. Because literally these days, it's stupid. Whenever you want to know something, you can just go, Siri. Like, I bet you if I ask Siri right now, Siri, what are the rules of curling?
Here's what I found on the web for what are the rules of curling.
See? Boring. Who cares? I just want to watch it and then talk about it for 5 minutes on a podcast in 3 days, okay? What's wrong with that? Okay, I'm going to... Siri, why do they sweep in curling?
Okay, I found this on the web for why did a sweep in curling.
Why curlers sweep the ice. See, look, now I'm going to find out. Now it's going to be boring, okay? But I do want to know. Okay, it says, the sweeping motion heats up the ice, causing it to become slick, which reduces friction between the stone and the ice. Ah, so it's making it go faster. The stone travels farther and straighter as a result. The goal is to get the stone closer to the target. Oh, shit, it's making it go faster. I honestly was leaning towards it slowing it down. I had no idea. Dude, okay, maybe I should have just asked Siri 3 days ago, you dickhead. Alright, what's next? I mean, I don't really have anything else to talk about in the Winter Olympics other than every sport is dangerous as. Every sport is just like... Dude, like even curling, you could probably die playing curling. Like, you slip over and you crack your head on the ice. Every sport I watch, I'm just like, holy shit, why are there humans doing this? Like, what's the dangerous one? The luge. It's like one-man bobsledding. They go 114 kilometers down, like, this ice. Dude, why would you do that to yourself? I'm sorry, but if I met, like, the #1 luge guy in the world, I wouldn't be impressed. I'd just be like, you're a fucking psycho. Like, he's like those nut jobs that climb up those tall buildings and just, like, walk on the edge you see on Facebook. Like, you're literally... He's like, yeah, but it's a sport. Yeah, but you'll die. Like, I watched a dude almost die on live TV. Okay? Like, he went around the corner and then he went too far up the wall because they kind of, like, rise up on the wall because they're going so fast. And he came off his little... I don't know, I'm going to call it his little skateboard thing, right? He came off his little skateboard, and then he flew up for about 20 meters because he's going so fast, and then he came down, boom, and then banged on the sides, like bang, 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 bang. Oh, like, and I was like, oh my god, this dude's just died. He's going to be going home in an ambulance. Like, I've just watched a guy get paralyzed. I was horrified. And then the dude just, like, stands up at the end and goes, what a shit run. Damn it. My coach won't be happy. Which means he's done that before. Which means, like, him crashing at 100 k's an hour is, like, just what that guy does. Like, he wakes up every day and he's like, alright, I've got to kill myself at 9:30 and then brunch at 11. And then that's real. Like, I will never understand that. I don't know, I guess some people like adrenaline junkies or whatever. Even like that aerial skiing shit. It's just like, they're like 20 meters in the air just doing flips and there's no mat. I'm just like, why don't you guys have a mat? Because trampolining, I'm like, oh yeah, if you fell, it's cushiony. Gymnastics, I'm like, oh yeah, there's mats around. The snow's not soft. And you see it happen. They fall, they eat shit, and they really hurt themselves. And everyone's just like, oh no, he mucked up the trick. It's like, no, he mucked up his life. That dude's in a wheelchair now, and you're just cut because he didn't get a bronze medal. Alright, he missed out on the qualifying round. So I don't get how this sport, you know what pisses me off? How they make like, you know, like every time they make a new playground, like say if they knock down a playground, like I don't know if people will remember, like when like 20 years ago, say when like our generation, or I don't know how old you are if you listen to this, but like say 20 years ago, 15 years ago, parks everywhere was so unsafe. They'd have like metal jagged thingos, like playgrounds would just be like rusted metal swings, and then they have like pipes that they've just put there, going like, oh, the kids can just crawl through it, it'll be fine. And like, if you haven't had your tetanus shot, you're gonna die if you go on this playground, right? And now whenever they build a playground, it's that colourful plastic bullshit, and it's not fun, the swings don't go up as high, you can't even like, you know what I mean? There's just nothing fun to do at a playground anymore. Oh, let's play noughts and crosses on this fucking... It's shit, right? I don't get... So, like, the world's like, we need to be safer. We need to, we can't have that. And then on live TV, there's people doing, like, aerial skiing jumps. Like, they're going 100 meters in the air just on skis, landing on rock-hard ice. And there's people, like, playing ice hockey just, like, with blades on their feet. And everyone's like, oh, it's a sport, so it's fine. Stop being so inconsistent, society. Alright, are we safe or are we not? Okay, like, oh, don't do burnouts. Don't, it's for your safety. But like, yeah, if you want to kill yourself on TV, just do it in the Olympics. That just seems crazy to me. I don't know. Like, what about if they do die and I think it's live. Anyway, that's fucking nuts. So, the thing I've been really enjoying, though, about the Winter Olympics, and really just, like, any big sporting thing, is even if you don't like sport, you got to admit that it, like, really brings people together. Like, it's in South Korea, the current Winter Olympics, and they're actually competing as a joint team with North Korea. Like, it's so weird. They have, like, a joint ice hockey team, but, like, nukes pointing at each other. It's the strangest shit in the world. Like, I don't know, it's really good, though. It's good that they're trying, I guess. And it's great for the people of North Korea that they can get out for once every 4 years and play ice hockey with people who aren't being brainwashed. But I wonder, like, you've just got to wonder, like, how brainwashed the people from North Korea are. Like, if they actually don't like South Korea and they do worship Kim Jong-un, or if they're just like, dude, this guy's fucking crazy. Like, surely some of them will try and escape, like, while they're in South Korea. But the problem is, though, with that, like, it's not funny at all. They'll just, if anyone, like, from North Korea who's gone to compete in the Winter Olympics in South Korea, if anyone from there tries to escape, their family will just get killed at home. Like, it's fucking horrible. But it is really cool that they actually walked out at the opening ceremony, all in the same uniform. I think Kim Jong-un's sister came and shook hands with the president or whoever the leader is of South Korea. Now, most people are like, oh my god, what a great peacekeeping move, this is so great. And it's like, yeah, but what about if Kim Jong-un just sent his sister there just to get the dude's fingerprints or some shit? Like, I'm just skeptical. It seems like, why would you... I don't... And also, there was a bunch of, like, there was the American vice president there as well, right? Obviously Trump didn't go because he's, you know, too busy building that wall. But the vice president was there, and they didn't make eye contact. Like, Kim Jong-un's sister and the American president were just, like, trying to avoid each other. It's like when you had a crush on a girl in, like, grade 1, and you glance at her, and she'd look at you, and then you're like, oh, fuck, and you just look away straight away. It was like that, except the whole world was watching, and they don't have a crush on each other. But, yes, that was crazy. I just think it's cool that South Korea really are doing that, because you can tell it was them going, alright, we should allow North Korea to be on our team. It wasn't North Korea going like, we'd love to kind of make peace right now. I mean, we built heaps of nukes and we do military marches every single weekend and every Tuesday, but we should get along with them. No, it was definitely South Korea extending an olive branch there, and that's great. Good on them. And it's great for the athletes as well, because you know what, sport's the best because there's no politics. It's just like, yeah, let's go out there and play some fucking ice hockey and punch on, but it's sport, so it doesn't count. I actually watched the moment where the women's ice hockey team came out in unison, and that there was no separate uniform. They were all dressed as, they were just Koreans, right? And I was like, wow, this is so great to watch. And then they were playing Canada, and I was like, wow, they're gonna get fucking smashed. And they did. I watched till 3/4 time, and it was 8-0 in Canada's favour. And whatever, like, morale was happening at the top of the game from this big act of peace, and, you know, and they were united, and everyone, they got a standing ovation as they walked on to the ice rink. And then by, like, 1/4 time, it was, like, 4-0 down, and everyone else was like, oh, it doesn't mean we're good at ice hockey, though, does it? And Canada just fucking destroyed them. Like, 8-0 by 3/4 time, and then I just stopped watching. So I'm assuming it ended up like 12-13-0 or some shit. So what else do I want to talk about? The Winter Olympics are good. Okay, during the week, right, this was so weird. And here's the thing, I kind of feel bad about it, but I'm also like, nah, who cares? So I did a gig on Thursday during the week. There was probably like 120 people there at this kind of like hotel/pub type thing. It was an awesome gig. And I kind of got on stage straight away. And before I'd even said anything, this dude with blue hair, he was like in the front row. I thought it was green at first, right? And this dude with like, this is what I thought. I was like, man, this guy with green hair he just starts yelling at me. Couldn't even understand what he yelled. That's the problem when people heckle you. It's like, dude, I can't actually hear what you're saying. Like, I'm up on a stage. Like, I can hear my sound in the microphone. Everything's kind of muffled. And if you just yell drunkenly like, I'm just like, cool. I can't hear you and you're being distracting. So I walked on stage and I said one line. I was like, hey, how you going? It's great to be here, blah, blah, blah. And this guy's like, and I was like, dude, did you just fucking yell out? Like, you're sitting in the front row. Did you just yell something out when you have green hair? Like, I couldn't get over it. The fucking balls on that to sit in the front row with dyed green hair and be like, you know what? I'm gonna yell something out. Like I wouldn't maybe mention the fact that you look like a fucking lizard, okay? Like, I was like, dude, you look like Shrek or whatever. He's like, oh, my hair's blue. And then he like put it into a different light and it was blue. But he said it, like he said it like, oh no, dude, I would not have green hair. Like, only an idiot would have green hair. It's actually blue. Like, that changed the situation. It's like, you still have shit hair, right? So I was doing this gig, and this guy was, look, he was being annoying. I'll be honest. He was being like a bit of a pest. I don't know if he was drunk or if he was just excited to be there. Some people, I've seen it before, some people get in the front row, and they think they're contributing to the show, and it's like, dude, us having a conversation is nowhere near as the jokes that, like, is nowhere near as good as the shit I have planned to say. Because, like, I've been working on this shit, it's good material, that no way our conversation, even if there's one or two laughs in there, like I burn you and you say something funny back, there's no way that's ever going to be as good as, like, me just doing a good 15-minute set and everyone listens, has a great time. Like, otherwise, why do you go see comedy? Like, why do you go watch it? To watch some guy just fucking... Like, I don't know, some people just go out to comedy and think like, I'm going to pay $15 to have an argument with someone with a microphone. I will never understand that, right? So this guy, he was kind of interrupting me at various points throughout the set. And every time I was like, I couldn't get over it because I was like, dude, you still have blue hair. Like, fair enough if you've gone away and dyed your hair back to brown and then was like, all right, now I'm confident enough to yell something. But I was like, you still have blue hair. And if you still think I won't mention it every single time you yell something, right? And I was burning him pretty good. There was I forget what I said. There was a bloody Smurf jokes in there. I'm pretty sure Lewis got up there and said, you look like a testicle that got dipped in blue paint. So there was some solid banter being thrown at this guy throughout the night, right? But he just didn't know when to stop. It wasn't like nearly as bad as the guy from like Lewis's comedy special. If you go back to listen to the Heckler from Hell podcast, if you want to hear about that shit. But this guy was just like kind of being fucking rude throughout. So therefore, I was just being real fucking rude back to him. And I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, I do this shit every night, right? I was like, cool, whatever. Wrecked him, kind of got off stage. And then I went home straight away because we had the Savoy challenge the next day. I was super tired from the radio. And Lewis and I left. And then I got a message from my buddy Joseph Green, right? Who's a really good friend of mine, but who's stand-up. And he takes a selfie with him and the guy who I was shitting on, the guy with the blue hair. And he was like, hey, man, his name's Patrick. He came just to watch you and Lewis perform. He's a huge fan. He listens to your podcast. He listens to the radio show. All he wanted to do was meet you afterwards. And I was like, fuck. Well, here's the thing. I felt pretty bad because I was like, oh, okay, well, I didn't know that. But I was like, no, wait. This dude did not want to meet us. Because we were hanging out, like, there was a break. We were hanging out, just sitting there chatting. And a few other people came up to us, got photos and shit. He didn't come up to us. I saw him walk past me. He didn't say shit. Right? I was like, if you really wanted to just have a chat and say hi and be like, I'm a fan, he had ample opportunity. Instead, he was like, I'm going to wait till he gets on stage until he's trying to do his job. And then, like, that's the thing that people don't get, I think, is like, I was being paid to do that gig, right? So therefore, I'm technically working, and someone's just like, rocks up to your work with blue hair and starts going, that's fucking dude, if I walked into your fucking shitty job at Safeway or an office job and just started yelling at you belligerently while you're trying to take a phone call or some shit, you'd be like, fuck off. I don't want to speak to you. Okay? And it's the same shit. Like, dude, it doesn't look good on me when the room runner's paying me to, like, perform stand-up and I'm just yelling at you, calling you a fucking Smurf, right? It's funny, but it's like, man, let me do my fucking job, right? So I felt kind of bad. I was like, he listens to our radio show. He wanted, he wanted to meet us and he paid. He came just to see us. I was like, well. So I shot him a message on Instagram. I was like, hey, man, thanks for coming out. And I didn't apologize. I'm like, I'm never going to apologize. You're being a fucking rude dude. He probably listens to this podcast, right? He knows who he is. And he was yelling shit, and I didn't care. Like, I didn't care now. I don't feel bad, but also, I think I'm not mad at the dude or whatever. I guess it was pretty funny at the time. But I'm just like, man, in the future, the reason why I'm telling this story is like, that's not the right way to go about it. Kind of thing. Like, if you are actually like a huge fan of me and I think some people think, that'll get Luke's attention. He was probably like, if I yell at him as soon as he walks on stage, then he'll like me. I don't know what his thought process was, but that's not the way to go about it. The way to go about it is like, I tell my jokes, and then if you liked it, you just come up and say like, hey, that was great. It was so awesome to meet you. I love those people. So respectful. It's lovely. You can have blue hair and even do that. I'll be like, hey man, cool hair. I won't mean it, but I'll still say it to you, okay? That's how nice I'll be in return if you do that. But not if you just fucking yell like a belligerent. So yeah, I messaged him on Instagram, and I don't think he ever replied. What a dog. So he's clearly not even a fan, right? And then Joseph kind of guilted me into like, you should have been nicer. No, I shouldn't have been. He was being fucking rude, all right? So that's the story of the blue-haired heckler during the week. Smurf boy. What else has been happening? I think I'm gonna just do questions, and then nothing else has been happening. Oh no, wait! Before I go, I wanted to talk about this. I don't know why. I found out this week that Will Smith has YouTube. Like Will Smith, the actor, the dude from I Am Legend, the guy from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, has a YouTube channel. He does vlogs now. And, like, that's cool and all, and I've watched some of them, they're great, like, no disrespect, this isn't like a hating on Will Smith thing. I love Will Smith, he's the best, right? I love his whole family, Jaden Smith, oh, dude, that kid gives me more entertainment than Australian free-to-air TV ever will, okay? So I love Will Smith, right? But the thing that gets me about this is, his vlogs are great, and it's really interesting to see what he does, but I'm like, why do you have a YouTube channel? Like, everyone else who has a YouTube channel has a channel to gain an audience, get an online following in order to do other shit. Like Logan Paul, he has a YouTube channel, but then that's how he gets acting roles. He's in some movies, and you know, it's a platform to use to propel you to other shit, right? The only person who's really like just doing YouTube, okay, there's a few people, but like the main one would be like PewDiePie or whatever, who's like, but even still, he's done other shit. But like Will Smith, you don't go from like, you know, George Clooney doesn't do daily vlogs. He doesn't need to, right? Because he's already doing other shit, like in Hollywood. He's an A-lister. Same with Will Smith. So I'm just like, why are you doing vlogs? I'm confused. He's got heaps of subscribers, obviously, because it's Will Smith. But it's just very confusing to watch. Like, I do YouTube to, well, A, because I like making funny content, but B, to gain an audience. It helps promote my stand-up shows, or else no one else would have ever heard of me. It's a great platform to do all that. But if you already have all that, why are you wasting your time, like, getting drone footage of the Sydney Harbour Bridge? Like, hey, yo, guys, I'm in Sydney. Like, comment, and subscribe. I was like, why? You don't need these fans. It's so confusing. But yeah, that just confused the shit out of me during the week. Go watch Will Smith's vlogs. It's sick. And before I go, I just have one question. Oh, actually, I should probably address the Savoy challenge as well. So if you didn't kind of really catch up on that, how the Savoy thing went on the radio, just go listen to the radio show, obviously, for the full story. But in short, we tried to eat 39 boxes of Savoys on Friday with the help of the #1 professional food eater, Hulk Smash Food. And he's the #1 professional food eater in Australia, #9 in the world. And boy, oh boy, it was one of the most difficult things I've ever done. Like, walking to work was so much easier than that. I'd rather walk 30 kilometers any day than just eat Savoys for an entire day. It was pathetic. I only finished like just over 4 boxes of Savoys. I opened the 5th, right? That sounds pathetic. I know that sounds like a dismal effort in a day, but you try and eat over 2 packets of Savoys in a day. Your gums will be hurting. It's so dry. It's like a desert in your mouth. It's like someone's put the Sahara on your tongue after like the 8th Savoy. And then even the professional food eater guy was like, yeah, this is the hardest shit I've ever done. Like, he holds the record for the most hot dogs. He's done the eating challenges all over the world. He said this is like so dry. He thought he was going to be able to get through 10 to 15 boxes in an hour. He got through 6. Right? And that's what he does for a living. And I'm pretty impressed that I got through 4 in a day. And man, it sucked so bad. We didn't even get close to eating 39 boxes. But yeah, I mean, a few people have been messaging me like, have you pulled up? And I was worried I wouldn't be able to shit for like a week. But man, I can. Sorry, I've just got distracted. Lewis, I need to not have my phone on me when I do this podcast. I just got a text message from Lewis Spears saying, I'm level 100 in World of Warcraft. This is what, fuck it, I'm throwing out my phone. I don't need it anymore. I never even use my phone for productive shit anymore. Why do I need to know that? Fucking hell. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, not being able to shit for a week. Had a nurse contact me and told me I should take 2 laxatives before I start. And I didn't. I was like, dude, it won't be that bad. And it wasn't that bad. It was fine. But yeah, everyone was like, oh my god, you're not going to be able to shit. There's so much salt. I got told that if I ate 13 boxes of Savoys in a day, I'd be halfway to a coma. Like, because if you have too much sodium and salt or whatever, you just die. And like that much salt can just kill you. So I was kind of concerned going into the day, but it ended up turning out alright. So yeah, that's how it went. Go check out the radio show. It was very funny. Would recommend a listen. Alright, I got one email to do, and then that's the end of the podcast. Woo! Not really, because that's a bummer. Then I don't get to speak to you guys till next week. But this, I'll talk about it after this. Just hang on a sec. I'll tell you about the pre-sale to my show after this. Alright, so this email is from Sylvester. What is this guy? Some kind of cat? I'm a comedian, guys. Wait, I'm going to Google that now. Is Sylvester a cat? Sylvester the cat. Yes, he's that black and white cat. Cool, just wanted to check my reference was on point. Alright, the email starts off with, "Dude." So I already hate it. He said, "Dude, some weeks back, a dude named Cody sent some recurring emails about how basic his little brother was." Yes, Cody's brother is the most basic person in the world. He out-basicked me. I was so impressed. He said, "I'm looking to top him." Alright, mate. Okay. People have been trying to do this for weeks. They're trying to take the crown of the most basic man in the world. And girls, you can try too. You can be the most basic chick. Alright? There's lots of basic chicks out there. Okay? You want to be a basic bitch, you send me an email at luke.kidgell gmail.com. Okay? You shoot that email through. But it's always guys trying to top it. Okay, this is why Sylvester thinks he can top him. You know what? He said dude at the start. He's already off to a good start. Whenever I eat Macca's, I order nuggets. Because I don't even like burgers. Like any burgers at all. Only beef and bread. And that's not something I'm comfortable ordering. Oh my god, this dude doesn't even like cheese and lettuce. See, I never really thought that there could be people more basic than me, and then I come on this podcast every week and it just blows my mind week in, week out. He said, "I've got multiple Joe and Juice loyalty cards." Look, I'm assuming that's a juice chain. We don't have that here in Australia. He said at the end of the email he's from Denmark, so this makes sense. "I wear almost exclusively clothes from H&M and stuff I've inherited from my cousins." See, here if you wear stuff from H&M, that's not that basic. Like, they're kind of like a higher fashion brand here. And that's like, I'm assuming that's like wearing shit from Target and Kmart here. Like here, if you wear like anything that says piping hot on it, like, you're a basic boy, okay? Like, if you wear like chinos with like a piping hot skull shirt, dude, stop. And he said, "I wear Chelsea boots." Again, that's another reference. So look, man, I'm assuming these are all basic things. What's a Chelsea boot? Oh, I'm looking at it now. They're cool here. In Australia, they're like in fashion. They're just like brown boots. People wear them out, man. I have similar boots. So they're not really that basic here. So, I don't know. Maybe, look, I bet you there's people in Denmark right now like, "Bro, this dude's this dude's the king of basic." But everyone here is just like, "Yeah, that Macca's shit was a bit fucked up, but the rest is not that bad, man." He said, "Some of these points might not be relatable to an Australian though." Yeah, that's true. They were not that relatable. "Cheers from Denmark. Keep up the good work. You're hilarious." And then he ended it with "Skitty kapat pat." And there, ladies and gentlemen, he has the title of the most basic man in Denmark. I'm not going to give the most basic man in the world, but if you end a thing with "Skitty kapat pat," you've just proven yourself to be at least the most basic man in your country. Well done, Sylvester, you bloody cat. Alright, so before I go, before we wrap it up, firstly, I never say this anymore, but could you please, if you're new, leave a 5-star review for this podcast on iTunes. Leave a comment. I don't really read out comments because there's very few new ones at the moment. So I'll go on next week and bloody read out some iTunes reviews. Haven't done that in a while. So yeah, if you want to go leave a review, it helps get the podcast up in the charts and, you know, it gets more people on board. The more cheeky muffers, the better. That's what I always say. So get on there, leave a review. Now, before we go, I said last week about the tickets to my show, and can say that tickets will be on pre-sale only for people on my mailing list. So this week. So, and otherwise it'll be next week for everyone else. But yeah, if you got an email, that's all you need. Okay, if you're an email, you're in Australia, go sign up at my website, luke.kidgell.com/shows. Join the cult to get tickets for anyone else, because I kind of looked at all my analytics and I was like, shit, maybe the rooms I've booked in some places are a little too small. So yeah, if you want to get tickets for anyone else, look, I might have to add some shows maybe or something. But we'll see how they sell. But yeah, I would definitely recommend, especially if you're on a weekend show, to go log on, get tickets for everyone else, just so you're guaranteed you and your mates tickets. And yeah, that'd be awesome. Pre-sale should be, I'm aiming for Wednesday. I'm gonna still say Wednesday. I'm pretty confident. You'll get an email on Wednesday. I'll put it up. It'll be on my Instagrams and stuff when I send out the email. But the only way you can access to get the tickets is if you have the password that gets put in the email. So I'd love for you guys to go get. It'd be sick if you guys went and got tickets this week. That'd be awesome. Pre-sale will be out soon, and then I'll be announcing. Okay, you guys, if you sign up to the emailing list, you guys will know the name, like the title of the show, and I think you'll be able to see the poster as well. But if you're not part of the mailing list, then you'll have to wait another week and a bit, and then I'll officially announce the show on Instagram and on all my socials, and then put tickets on sale. So yeah, if you want to find out all the show information on Wednesday and what the title of my new tour is, and all that, like, look at the poster. The artwork's so cool. I'm so happy with it. I did it with, worked on it with an artist. When I say I worked on it, I was just like, hey, can you do this? And then Cassie, who was the artist, she's so talented. She did it. You can find her on Instagram at Soggy Savoy, I think is her Instagram handle. Definitely go check her out. She's awesome. She did my art and she did the merch design as well, which will be coming soon. And yeah, thank you very much for listening to the podcast, guys. Go sign up to the mailing list. I can't believe it's all happening now. The pre-sale's on sale. I'm super pumped about it. The show's coming together. And your boy's got to be touring again. It's my favourite time of the year. So, yeah, would love it if you left an iTunes review. Go sign up to the mailing list if you haven't already. And you can expect an email with where to buy tickets on Wednesday. See you later.